Welcome to our few moments together on the Parsha. This Shabbos we have the privilege of reading Parshas Vayechi. Our Mefarshim point out that first of all, Vayechi Yaakov be'eretz Mitzrayim is a pasuk that says, and Yaakov lived, but in reality in Parshas Vayechi, Yaakov dies. It's even interesting to note that the Haftorah mimics the Parsha, because the Haftorah starts Vayikrevu Yemei David Lomus, and it came close for the days of David HaMelech to pass on, and he certainly does pass on the torch to his son Shlomo. Rashi comments at the beginning of the Parsha that this Parsha is a Parsha that's sosum, it's closed and it's hidden. And there are two reasons for that. One, because it begins without a break from Parshas Vayigash. It is hidden where it begins. And in addition, the prophecy that Yaakov wanted to reveal was also hidden. Within the Parsha of Vayechi, within the concept of Vayikrevu Yemei David Lamus, when it speaks about the time when Yaakov and when David passes away, comes the seeds of the future of the Jewish people. As our Chazal tell us, it's true that Yaakov dies in this Sedra, but Yaakov Avinu lo meis. Ultimately, all the teachings of Yaakov are still alive. He hasn't died. Even though David HaMelech passes away in the Haftorah, practically, we say David Melech Yisrael Chai v'Kayam. He is alive and standing and established. Rev Chazak of Lublin comments that some of the greatest events in the history of the Jewish people took place in the most dire of circumstances. Yetzias Mitzrayim, the coming out of Egypt, took place outside Eretz Yisrael. The giving of the Torah took place when we were in Galus, outside Eretz Yisrael. Reb Tzaddik of Lublin says, no Jew should ever despair, no matter how difficult the situation is. And remember that when these words were written, there was no place that the Jewish people at that time could call home in a sovereign land. There was no place other than a litany of thousands of years of persecution. And yet, Vayechi Yaakov and Vayikrevu Yemei David Lomus gave birth to the future of Yaakov Avinu lo meis and David Melech Yisrael Chai v'Kayam. Even on the most dire of circumstances, even when we speak about end of life, nevertheless, the Jewish people have the courage and the fortitude to recognize that we live on. And consequently, at the end of this week's Sedra, we say, Chazak, Chazak, v'nis chazek. Be strong. Fortify yourself. We will be even stronger, for we never give up. We continue to forge ahead. And ultimately, the Jewish people are going to see the future as bright and as beautiful as the Yetzias Mitzrayim and the giving of the Torah and the coming home to Eretz Yisrael, b'meira v'yameinu. Let's keep those thoughts in mind as we go through this very difficult time in our lives, in the world at large, and especially for the state of Israel and for the Jewish people. Let's keep thinking about the positive nature of what Yaakov and David HaMelech bequeathed to us as an everlasting inheritance from their lives. Have a wonderful Shabbos, a wonderful Chazak, Chazak, v'nis chazek.